capo friend. Okay. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I see some of you putting your hands out, and you can receive by putting your hands out like this. Yes. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Let's take this in and sing it to yourself, because you are a blessing to someone, at least someone. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world.
I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. Love that song and the truth of its words. And this has been a week. I think some of us started it at Kanapaha Gardens with a magnificent honoring of one of our beloved congregants, Kip Price. And tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we honor all those who have served, and so those are regional and state ceremony. And then, on a national note, we have a new president-elect. And so we can only know that change is, in itself, the only thing that doesn't change. And so in this moment, I do see, though, I think, some new faces. And so if you were new, if you would just raise your hand, and Ann will bring you the packet. We have one over there and back also. That's so wonderful. Yeah, let Laura find you. Laurie Mills, this is our president of the board, is helping out. And I probably should say also that I need to welcome everyone here in the sanctuary, and I'm going to welcome, hi there, all you online, because we know that you love being here. And on that note, I want to honor and not embarrass a beloved friend of mine who I have not seen in person for many years, and that is our beloved Chris Harris. And so in this moment, I'm going to invite you again, you're going to love this, to please stand. And we're going to, again, look at our vision, mission, and core statement of value. And remember that these are the things that don't change, for they are centered within us in that eternal I am. So we begin. Centered in divine love.
Centered in divine love.
And wisdom.
And wisdom.
We joyfully create.
We joyfully create.
A world united.
A world united.
In positive spirituality.
In positive spirituality.
Our mission through prayer.
Through prayer.
Meditation.
Meditation.
Spiritual education. And service. We put God's love into action.
We put God's love into action.
And then our core value always is spirit-led.
Spirit-led.
Love.
Love.
Generosity.
Generosity.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
And inclusivity.
Inclusivity.
You may have a seat.
Hey, y'all, what's up? What's up? I said, what's up? What's up? All right, y'all. We got some heavy hitters in here, and I will get in trouble if I say names. But I do want to acknowledge Chris. Chris, if you can just wave at us real quick. You can do better. You can stand. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, Chris is our miracle. So Chris had a diagnosis of cancer, and for 10 years, is still here, loving, kicking, thriving, defying the odds of what was projected on her. And she said, and you too, Sharon? Listen, y'all, we got miracles up in here. We have miracles. And so right now, this isn't the talk. I can't help myself. So we know that you are not the sickness. We know that when we say, I am sick, that is a prayer. When we say, I am, that's our call to divine intelligence. And divine love says, yes, you can have it. So when we get a diagnosis, that's simply a diagnosis. That is not my sickness. Because I am perfect health. I am all that is. And I'm just fine. That's the prayer. And so Chris is our embodiment of that. And so thank you for being here, Chris. We love you. We love you. So this is our moment of evocation. So if you've never been at Unity, we don't do an invocation. An invocation is when you welcome God. Say, come on in, God. Come on in. Come on down. We don't do that here. We do an evocation. Because we acknowledge that God was here before we came into this room. God was here before these bodies took their first breath. God has no was, because God is all there is. And so this is just simply an evocation, saying that we are here. So we hit the gong for the first time, and I invite you to take your breath when I hit the gong. We hit the gong for the first time, acknowledging that oneness that has thousands of names. We hit the gong a second time, acknowledging that we are the music, the expression, the emanation, the giggles of that intelligence we call God. We are that activity. And so we take that breath. And we hit the gong a third and final time, acknowledging that, yes, all there is love. All there is that oneness. And we are the activity, the expression, the movement of that oneness. But we also have emails and traffic and hurt feelings and bills. And so as we are here in this vibration of high love, we hit the gong a third time as a reminder that we take this out. And so it is. Okay, y'all. I know we had a week for a variety of reasons, but I also know we probably had a birthday. Do we have any birthday celebrations this week? Okay, this is the first, all right. November, okay. Do we have anybody who's celebrating an anniversary of some kind? Okay, come on, Laurie. Please remain standing. Do we have anybody who's celebrating some kind of marker? Maybe this is like a certain amount of years in sobriety, right? There are many reasons to have celebrated, and maybe this week was like, yeah, I got something to celebrate. All right, let's go. All right. Congratulations. We got a whole lot of celebrations. If you did that yard, that's celebration, okay? And lastly, do we have anybody in the space who's moving through a healing journey? Let's say, this week, it was a little, felt a little prickly. We felt the loved one with us, and this was a week. So for those of us who are seated, I want you to see those who are standing. Those who are standing are simply an outpicturing of us. Because we know what celebration and grief and love looks like. And so we extend our hands to those who are standing. And we say, we love you. We see you as you truly are. The divine outpicturing of divinity. We celebrate you. We love you. And so it is. So we do that because at Unity, we light a candle, right? We light a candle acknowledging our oneness. And so I light this candle acknowledging all of our connectedness. And lastly, I light another candle because this month we are honoring elimination. Ironically, even though it's Thanksgiving, we're taking a lot in, okay? This month, we are actually honoring elimination. And we'll talk about that. So we light this candle for elimination. It don't want to light. Okay, there it is. And so it is.
And so it is. And we call this the highlights. And so I'm going to simply offer a couple of community highlights. I think some of you already are really aware of this because you came in well prepared. We have beautiful food already collected. We have anything ranging from salads to great desserts, let me tell you. And the people that helped in the morning. Barbara, Shirley, Laurie Mills, sorry, I've got a Laura Tomley in my life too. What I'm saying is that there were people here early to help create the space for you to be able just to drop stuff off and keep moving. So please join us for the official. We're finally doing it. He's been here with us since September 1st. We hired him. But now today we finally celebrate officially Reverend Ryan. And after that, please know to stay around because we're going to move into this wonderful prayer meditation moment where we focus on the abundance and prosperity of this community, and we're going to be in that place of co-creation. We have also an announcement about Ann Scruggs, who has this crafty time, which is here on Wednesdays from 11 to 2, and it is 2 more classes, one at November 13th and one on November 20th. And it is wonderful because she has come with all the materials, the supplies provided, and it is yours to create the imagination and bring that with you so that you can perhaps create things for the holidays that you might want to gift out. And then the last one I just want to mention is what we're calling the Prayer Partner Clinic. It is simply looking at the aspects of prayer. And it is not for the prayer partners. It is a prayer clinic that is inviting all of us to begin to understand that as we think about the affirmative prayer and actually learn how to live it and be it and have it in our lives, prayer is for ourselves as much as it is for others. So please know that this space is safe and an open space to share your ideas, share your perspectives, share what prayer has meant to you, and at the same time, get some training in aspects of prayer that may be somewhat unfamiliar. And the last thing is, I do want to honor people like Shirley and the website and Star on our e-blast weekly e-news. Everything you ever needed to know is in one of 3 forms. One form is it's in paper, and that paper is either posted out front in the box that you see on the right when you come in the door. It's posted on a bulletin board, and it's in paper also for you sometimes as people greet you. It's online in 2 forms, the web and the e-blast, but the e-blast does have to be subscribed to. But we are transparent about everything. So please know that if you need more information, that's where you go. Finally, I am moving to the daily word today, and I'm seeing that it seems to be perfect for this moment. The word is wisdom, and the scripture is James 3:17. But the wisdom is pure, and then peaceful, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without trace of hypocrisy or partiality. Wisdom, pure divine wisdom, no trace, partiality or hypocrisy. Peaceful, gentle, willing to yield, merciful, good. Through divine wisdom, I discern my best choice. When choices are before me, and I am called to make one that feels difficult, I feel overwhelmed, perhaps, especially when so much information and so many opinions are flooding my senses. But when I choose to be in alignment with the presence of the divine within me, I become open and receptive to the flow of divine wisdom, and I am better able to rely upon my inner knowing. Inner knowing is discernment. Discernment is a spiritual gift, the power to weigh options, to move in the direction of the highest good. Understanding wisdom in this way removes fear of making a poor decision or being in the wrong place. Relaxing into the wisdom, that divine innate wisdom that is part of me, I just relax. I trust my feeling, and I know that my divine intuition is my steadfast companion and guide. I'll say it slowly, say it after me. Through divine wisdom, I discern my best choices.
Thank you, Rapali. So this week has been a week. We know this. And my spirit was called to dig up a song I wrote about 10 years ago when I was feeling a similar way. And this is my prayer, to feel and to see with clarity a bigger perspective. My footsteps walk an unmarked path, the landscape is a maze. My naked eyes can't read the signs, so I'm living by faith. I walk myself out to the edge and I'm ready to fly. I want to see the view from your eyes. Oh, Spirit, take me high. Be my compass, be my guide. Give me wings so I can see my life from a bird's eye view. You give me strength and the courage to soar, expanding through my heart, still reaching out for more. I stretch my arms and take a leap, together we glide. And now I'm seeing through your eyes. Oh, Spirit, take me high. Be my compass, be my guide. Give me wings so I can see my life from a bird's eye view. A bird's eye view. We soar above the tallest trees. I feel the wonder of where I'm meant to be. The miracle of love in a million stars above. Oh, I'll never give up. Oh, Spirit, take me high. Be my compass, be my guide. Give me wings so I can see this life from a bird's eye view. A bird's eye view. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pinta Rose. You know what's really powerful? That song was written 10 years ago, right? Yeah. And what's really incredible when we talk about artists is whatever inspires the work, that had its reason for a creation that a decade later is going to mean that much. We appreciate you. So I want to just make sure I say this. This is my welcome, I guess you could say, right? I guess we could say that. But I want to be really clear that I am here not as myself. Maya Angelou says that I stand as one, but I come as 10,000. And I stand as one, but I also have another one right next to me, and that's Sally, who's on the AV back there. Yes. And then there are the kiddos. And so as you know, we've been in this community for over 3.5 years. And for those of you who don't know, in June, I felt this pull. And somebody asked me a few weeks ago, how did you know to step up? And I thought for a second, and I said, it's like you gotta pee. They were like, oh, okay. I said, no, have you ever had to go so bad that nothing matters? Like you're looking for a bush, like it's like that. Like, will I get arrested if I pee right now, right? That, and we've all been there, okay? I know I'm not the only one, right? That's what it was like. That's what it was like. And so I probably lasted 2 days with that intense feeling, and I emailed Laurie. Where's Laurie? Yes, I emailed Laurie, and I said, Laurie, I know there's a process somehow, but I'm feeling pulled. And within moments, we started this journey. That was in June. And so the work of this has been cultivating for some time, right? And I acknowledge that I stand not here for myself as myself, but I am here an embodiment of us. We are reflections of each other. There's a Buddhist teaching that says, you see clearly because it resides within you, right? So let's say we all go to Oaks Mall, and a couple of us are like, oh my goodness, she thinks she all that. You see how she walking? I can't. The Buddhist teaching says that we see clearly what resides in another because it clearly resides within us. And so if we see what appears to be conceited, or if we see what appears to be self-righteousness, they think they are that. The teaching is we see it because it's here. Okay? Now that got a little sting to it. Okay. What happens when we show up to an Oaks Mall or to work? What do we see? What agitates us? What agitates us when we come to our spiritual community? Who do we avoid? What is it about that person that just gets right to the core? The teaching is there's something that's resonating as truth inside of you. Let's take that in. This month, we are honoring elimination. And elimination is one's ability to see what no longer serves them. Elimination is a big word, right? Elimination is a lot of syllables to say one thing. Let it go. Release. I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. No more, please. Check. Are you ready? has a lot of different ways that we move through elimination. And our ability to just simply see when it is enough, that's one thing. But the act of courage to say, I am moving and I don't know where the ground is, that's the work. So to see, yes, this job or this relationship or whatever it is, my funds, whatever, wherever we are, to see that as, okay, this has to change, that's good. Acknowledgement has its place. But the courage to take action, that's where we stand, at that edge. At that edge. In the book of Job, and we all know, many of us know the story of Job. In the book of Job, it says, speak as things as though they were, not as they are. May the weak man say, I am strong. I say, you don't have to say it with me. May the weak man say, I am strong. A few months ago in the men's group, there was a beautiful session that we were having, and Gerardo was leading us through an exercise. And one of the guys said something that was super appropriate. He was like, so I'm supposed to lie to myself? What if I don't feel that? I'm just supposed to lie? I thought we're supposed to be, honoring truth and, flowing in how we're feeling, and that's our work to raise our vibration, right? Am I supposed to lie? And so as much as I wanted to chime in, this is my response, this talk. Because all of us have that same question. Am I supposed to lie? When I feel unsettled, when I feel unloved or lonely, or when I feel unvalidated, am I supposed to lie? The teaching says, may the weak man say, I am strong. Now, I am, in a lot of teachings, is the name of God. And I love that term because, and I say it often, and it bears repeating, we all say I am. We all say it. I am blank. I am blank. And then we compress it to I'm blank. And many of us speak other languages in this room. So if we had time, we would just hear all the different ways that we say I am in different languages. I am unifies us. The teaching says to say I am what you are lying about? No. The teaching says say what you are. May the weak man say, I am strong. If we do an inventory in terms of where we are in our lives, where is our I am? And what we talked about in our prayer group a couple weeks ago was prayer, yes, it's words, but it's a vibration. We can say all day, I'm fine, I'm having a good day. Good. How you doing? I'm good. We can paste on the performance, but the vibration is true. That shows up before we even open our mouths. That shows up when we walk in the room. Say, oh, watch out, here she come, here she come. Okay, how's she feeling today? Okay, she's having a rough day, run, right? We do not have to wait to hear them talk to know that we are out of there, okay? We're gonna run to our cubicle or run from the kid, whatever it is. I know what happens to me when I see the 2-year-old, how she's feeling. Okay, I'm running to the office. I'll be back, right? Or whatever it is. Because words are insufficient. They are always insufficient. Words are something that always fails us. How often have we left a conversation and then we say, man, I should have said this. I should have told them this. Or when we're talking, the words aren't as eloquent as we would hope they'd be. Because what we're doing is we're calibrating on what we could have said, because language always fails us. What is unfailable, invincible, is our vibrational tone. How do we show up? How do we actually feel? I'm asking us to consider what happens if we do an assessment and if in our heart we feel lonely. If that's the feeling tone, the teaching is, I am surrounded by love. So we do a check-in. Money is tight. That feels, okay, money is tight. But what is true? I am surrounded in abundance. And then we see all the blades of grass. And we see the sky that is infinite with our perception. We see the trees that have countless leaves. This isn't anything that we have to manufacture. It's simply looking. And if our eyes fail us, you can hear that tonal quality of abundance in the birds, in the cars, in the traffic. That quality of abundance is everywhere. So if we say, if it's inside, we're feeling, I long for more. I know I can have more, but my bank account is saying this. I know I can have more, but my phone hasn't rung in weeks. Not a single person's checked on me. Whatever that thing is inside, if we check it and say what it actually is, oh, I am divine. May the weak man say, I am strong. Earlier this week, we had a celebration of life for Kip. And I was so proud of us. Because that week prior, that Sunday, right, the day prior, I said love shows up. Love is embodied. We had people moving appointments. We had people going into work late. It was so many. Jane was expecting 50. 120 showed up. And for those of us who weren't able to be there, you were there in spirit because we felt you. And in that space, the morning of, I couldn't sleep. I've done memorials before, but I couldn't sleep on this one because I wanted to know, what would Kip want? And for those of us who've met Kip, she was the effervescence of giddiness and swag and grace and youth and freshness. All and more. And so I couldn't sleep. I wondered, I needed to know, what would Kip want? And I took that into my rest. The service began. I still didn't know. I'm welcoming people. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, it's time. At some point, I gotta start talking. So what passes through is for people to call out the word, the phrase, the adjective that describes and embodies Kip most. And so that happened. Okay, come on, so I'm still waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Come on, now is the time. And what comes through is Kip wouldn't want us sad at her celebration of life. What Kip would have wanted was for us to love on each other in the way that she loved us. And so I felt this burst of just energy, and I couldn't help but smile. And that's what pulled me through the talk. And the words are coming, they're coming. I'm like, okay, yes, we flowing. It's happening. Not because of my assessment of what needs to happen, but my deep desire to honor what Kip would have wanted. That is a pocket of vulnerability. And I offer that to us because Dr. Brené Brown says that vulnerability is the key that unlocks possibility. Vulnerability. Now, grace and gratitude, that's like foundational. If we're not grateful, nothing else is possible. So we got to start with that. Wherever you at, we got to be grateful. That's just foundation. But the next step is vulnerability. And she has data. She's a statistician and a psychologist. She's a professor in Houston. And she has the data to demonstrate that people perceive joy as formidable. People perceive joy as something bad is about to happen. Now let's reflect on that. And she uses two examples. She uses the example of parents, because she did some data. Parents, when they go see their little one sleeping, they have a thought of, I never thought I could love something like this. And their next thought is, what if something happens to them? How can I protect them? She shares a story of a guy who was married for 40 years. His wife passed away, and he said he never allowed himself to feel fully happy. He wanted to be right in the middle. So he didn't want to feel too happy because it meant that something bad was happening. So if he stayed in the middle, if it was okay, cool, I'm happy. If it was bad, it's okay. I knew that was going to happen anyway. Brené Brown calls that rehearsal for your pain. We're rehearsing the tragedy, refusing to surrender to that joy. And what she argues is there is deep vulnerability in saying yes to happiness. How many of us feel a little embarrassed because we blush when somebody says, that's a beautiful shirt? We say, this is nothing. We throw it away. When someone says, you look amazing, what are you doing? I gotta wash my hair. That happened the other day. I was on Zoom and I said, Meg, yes, your hair, what are you doing? She said, oh, it's dirty. I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that again, right? But how many of us, and a compliment is just one example, right? How many of us put at bay joy? How many of us look forward to coming here, but we kind of put it at bay, right? So throughout the week, you want to say, I love Unity. I love the people there. And somebody's like, what are you doing this weekend? I'll probably watch a movie. I'm not sure. And you know you want to say, go to Unity, right? Or maybe it's a potluck. I don't know. And y'all, I got to wrap it up soon because we got some food out there, right? This is just the in-between time. I'm simply acknowledging that our yes to vulnerability is our yes to what's possible. So if the weak man says, I'm strong, that is saying yes to possibility. To be vulnerable enough to have people see you and say, yo, is everything okay? And you like, the ego wants to say, yeah, it is pretty rough, things, yes, I'm having a moment. The ego, I know we know this, but it bears repeating. The ego longs to be a victim. The ego longs to be right and somebody else wrong. So if our feeling of sadness is connected to somebody doing something to us, we winning. The ego wins, right? Because, yeah, I can't believe that happened. Yep, I mean, we're going to work it out. I'm waiting for the attorney, or whatever the thing is, right? That feeling of rightness is ego. And that teaching is from Eckhart Tolle. Now, that's something big, y'all, because most of us have perceived the ego as the part of us that's like a little bit too much. All right, my ego got in the way. But he's putting forward that the ego is that part of us that loves to feel like a victim, that needs to be right. That when somebody says, yeah, I'm so sorry you're going through that, the ego wants to wallow in that and say, yeah, I'm gonna get it together. It's gonna work out. That's the ego. So when a weak man says, I am strong, in the face of somebody saying, I'm so sorry you're going through that, the weak man says, I'm strong. I am strong. All is well. And y'all, by the way, I'm saying man. That word is insufficient. Because first of all, we're not man, woman. We're not even human. We're something else. We are both spirit, divine, and human. That's not just human. If I hand you a bowl of flour and say this is a cake, that's not a cake, that's flour. It has the capacity, the potential to be a cake, but that's not cake. We are not merely human. These identity structures, we're not merely that. We are more. We are co-creators with God. So when the weak divine spirit says, I am strong, let's take that in. As much as you're able, if it's your practice, we're going to close our outer eye. And I want you to settle into the chair, know that it's supporting you, right? And if it's your practice, close your outer eyes. If not, I usually soften my gaze. And what I want you to do is do a quick assessment. First, we're going to start with the breath. We're going to just do a nice cleansing. And the next time we breathe, if sound comes out and a yawn comes with it, cool, let's go. Just let the breath go all the way down to our toes. And what we just did in that breath, we did a quick body scan. And let's identify what in our lives is calling for this I am. Take a second. It may be a word, it may be a feeling, it may be a person, it may be unexpected. See what that is. For the next few moments, as we breathe, we are breathing into that. We are breathing into that wholeness. As Pentarose plays, we're going to let that silence and that breath be the breath of life into that which needs the I am.
Let me learn from all the ways of growth. Let me know that love can heal a soul. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way.
At this moment, we turn this room into an affirmatorium. We turn this space into a sacred site that goes up and out. In our breath and in our gratitude, we send our thoughts to that image, that person, that word, that space in our lives that needs I am, and we say no more does it need anything, because it is whole. It is done. Because we know that to be so, we call forward somebody in our lives who needs this affirmation. So I'm calling on everybody in this room to say a name out loud if you can, or in your heart, or maybe it's a whisper, but we say a name of one in our circle who needs this outpouring, this outpicturing, this enfolding, this washing, this cleansing of love. We speak their names. We speak their names. We speak their names. We speak their names. The divinity within us, which is always present, which is always there in the form of electricity. That electrical impulse that passes through us is simply a reminder of that which already is. This concentration of love, this potency is up and showers down on all those names. They are whole, they are cleansed, they are healed, they are better, they are loved, they are protected. All they could ever desire is done, because we say it is so. We say it is so. I'm asking all of us in this room to say it is so.
It is so.
And we say it with so much conviction, it's effortless. We say it is so.
It is so.
All that they need, all that they desire, all that's being called forth, it's done. And with clarity and ease, we say it is so.
It is so.
As evidenced in the abundance around us, with the leaves and the blades of grass and the giggles and the kitties and all the stuff. That's mere evidence of the abundance that showers us all the time. And with that clarity, we see them. We see ourselves. We see this community whole. And we say, it is done. It is done. Whenever you're ready, we're going to open our eyes and we're going to keep breathing. As Pentarose plays, y'all, there's a thing that happens when we know something, right? There's a thing that happens when we just know it. Like, we know our name. We know it. There's a thing that happens when you know where your cell phone is. That's like, I know where my cell phone is. I know where it is. We're using the word know, but they're different. what we know is the wholeness that already is. We know it. And when we know it, we breathe, we are in presence, and we love. We love. We're going to take this love into our offering. So we're going to gather our offering. I know it sounds like a segue, but it's not. Because our offering is actually our activity. This is us saying, okay, yes, I'm with it, I'm game, I want to play. Our offering is saying, yes. I'm ready to say yes to my spiritual community and to my yes, whatever it is. As we put our offerings in, I want you to imagine a deposit of your grace, of your fullness. That's your deposit. I want that deposit to be coming from your heart. And if you can, I want you to reach the person next to you and just hug them. Yeah, you might have came with them. Just hug them real quick.
From you I receive, to you
Yeah, you came with them. Yes, just go ahead and hug them. We saying yes.
We share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live.
All right, y'all, we take those hugs. We take those air kisses. Are the kiddos in that window area? Are they nearby? All right, let's go ahead and let them in. And they got a new song they're coming into. It's up to you, Kinsey.
Okay. Let's sing the little lights. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good job. What was your name? Good morning. Mom, what is his name? Daniel. Daniel wasn't too sure about coming in with all these strange people this morning. So he's gotten used to the grown-ups, so he felt very secure in coming up and sitting with our kids. And we're so happy you all are here today, and we talked more about why we have Thanksgiving. And we had the story of Thanksgiving. And we found out that God was really important to the Pilgrims. First of all, they got on this boat that they didn't really know where they were going and if they had enough food. And then they finally made it to the land, and there were no houses, there was no body, and they had to build their common house together. God provided all they needed, and then they had to figure out how to grow food, and God sent Squanto. Squanto taught them how to plant corn by putting 5 kernels of corn in the hole with 1 fish for fertilizer and many other things. So they decided to have a celebration, and we now call it Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Miss Gwen. All right, y'all. So a tradition that we do here at Unity, we bless the kids, right? But we also know that we blessing ourselves in the process because there is this cycle that happens when you bless. So I'm offering everybody to please stand. And the kiddos in front of us and the kids who are not here, our nieces, nephews, grandkids, we're going to rub our hands together as an acknowledgement that we already have this energy within. And we send our hands out and we say, children.
Children,
You are perfect just the way you are.
you are perfect just the way you are.
The divine,
The divine,
magnificent,
magnificent,
outpicturing of source.
outpicturing of source.
Everything you desire is yours
Everything you desire is yours
because you and God are one.
because you and God are one. We love you, we really, really love you. Mwah!
All right, y'all, let's circle up. Say that again for us,
what?
Miss Gwen.
We had a Thanksgiving riddle book, and Isabel drew the front called Thanksgiving Riddles.
Ooh, nice job,
Why did the
Isabel.
turkey cross the road? Because the chicken was off duty.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Our light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. God watches over us. We are presence. For we are, God is, and all is well.
All right, everybody, if we could do one more thing. Above that closet, there's a camera.
She's grown.
And so we're going to wave at all those who are unable to be here. And we say, we love you. We are eating the food with you, okay? All right, y'all, don't forget, after the potluck, we have the special prayer service after. Test, test, test. Okay, everybody. So I'm gonna close this circle. Yep, that's perfect. Come on in. Yes. What we're gonna do is something that is common in many, many cultures. And it's embodied by how we're arranged right now. And so in West African tradition, it's let the circle be unbroken. And so the circle as a geometric shape is the foundation upon which other things are built. And so we know that circles are also a symbol in spiritual growth. Circles are an important element in terms of how we move through as communities. So I offer that as we're here, as people trickle in, as people decide if they come or stay, that we welcome them. So yeah, Bonnie, Paul, come on in. Please, come on in. Yeah. Yeah, listen, there's so much space. Here, I'll get, yeah. I know, right? So yeah, we'll, yes. So what we're gonna do, y'all, is something that we already know how to do, which is simply meditate. All right? Our meditation, however, is going to be highly focused. Highly, highly focused. And just to give us some context, as you know, we're a spiritual community that is made possible first and foremost by love, by commitment to each other and to space. And so our community, yep, perfect, y'all. Come on in with the laughs. Our community has to be fortified by action. And what's being asked of us today is to set an intentional practice for our prosperity. Okay? And so I want to say two things before we get started. A moment ago, I was talking to Jesse, who this is the first time they've ever come. And Jesse said, you should talk about expectation. It's one thing to want something and to hope it's on the way, to set the intention, but it's a whole nother thing to expect it. And so how we're framing our time together when we move into meditation, we are expecting this outcome. We expect it. And the other thing that I want to share is it was brought forward by a spiritual teacher that when we forgive, it comes from a space of power and it comes from a position of, I'm going to grant you a thing, right? But what we want to do is just simply let go. We're going to let pass. We're going to release what no longer serves us. Because what we're doing is we are a charging mechanism for this high vibration. And so when we let go, we're simply shedding that cement block that we've tied to our feet. So as we go into this meditation, things may come up. As it passes, we say we let go, right? You may, a name or a face or a situation, you might find anger coming through. That's what the meditation is calling for. And so we simply acknowledge it and we release. So two things, we expect and we let go as we meditate. So here's what I'm going to put forward, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to do my best to, if sound is happening, I'm going to ask, as talking happens, if people get quiet. And I'm going to see if I can preserve our silence as much as I can. And yes, that's with the baby as well. And whatever sounds come into the space, let's see what happens if we allow, right? So if motorcycles roar by, if we hear a loud giggle, whatever might happen, let's move into a state of allowing. Okay, before we get started, let's look at the floor, literally look at the floor. And when you all leave, I want you to literally look at the floor in our gathering room. And so these floors are a testament of what was. And our meditation is calling forth something greater. So as we grow, we got to look the part. And our floors and our sign do not look the part. Our floor and our sign don't look like the abundance that we know we have. And so what we're doing in our meditation is we are visualizing beautiful carpet, beautiful flooring, a beautiful sign made possible by an overflow of income. So our meditation is highly specific, and we're going to send that meditation into action. And so the latter part of our time together, we have an activity that's being offered to our community, and we're going to say yes. It's going to be challenging even for Sally and I, but we're going to say yes to this abundance challenge, which is what it is. So just to put it in the context one more time, as we meditate, expectation and let go, we're focusing on this community as reflected in our floors, literally, our sign, and we expect an overflow of income. Now, I want to open any questions about what we're doing right now. Okay. This is our intentional meditation and prayer service for prosperity and abundance. This is what it looks like. So as we get started, we can take a cleansing breath. And with your inner eye fully illumined, I want you to open your awareness to the people around you. Those who may be seated right next to you, across from you, our ancestors who are present now, our guides who are vibrating in this space as well. We acknowledge them and we say yes. As we breathe and as we allow, we trust that whatever comes up for us is God in action. Whatever comes up is God in action. And we begin. past our halfway point. At this time, we're going to focus our meditation into visualizing our spiritual community in its highest vibrational picture. What does the floor look like when we walk on it? What do the walls look like? How do we see each other? What does our parking lot look like? Where are the people? How loud do we laugh and enjoy each other's company? For this next part of the meditation, I want you to fully visualize and give over to the feeling of love and gratitude and joy as it comes up. And we continue.
hold on to this presence, to this stillness. We are taught, be still and know that I am God. We are still. We are that I am. And all that we do is the I am in action. We are channels and portals and carriers of light. We breathe in that knowing, and we rest in that clarity that what is ours in grace and perfect ways, the perfection, the wholeness, the grace, the wisdom, the prosperity, the finances, the healing of our physical bodies, the support, all that we long for, all that we don't have language for, is taken care of. It is whole. We are whole. We send our breath through our entire body temple, recognizing that we are more than these flesh and bone and cells and atoms. That our energy fields unite and expand and blossom only as light can, which is far as beyond what is perceptible. It just is. We gather in this moment in intentional practice, seeing our community whole and prosperous in all the many ways prosperity shows up. In gifts, in people, in talent, in music, in service, in finances, in service to the community, in gift bags and blankets and quilts for the needy, in flowers and hugs and chocolates for those who need love, in hospital visitations and hospice bedside visits, in giving of charities and showing up with our bodies for people who are displaced, in cleaning of debris and washing of someone's dishes, in the service of our time. Our spiritual community is a beacon of light, as are so many. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors who through little made much. We have more, so we call for and expect more in grace and perfect ways. We hold the high watch now and always. We are mindful with our words, and thoughts. We are meticulous curators of what comes out of our mouth. We speak life because I am is a prayer. So we pray, I am whole, I am well, I am good, I am happy. I am overflowing with joy. I am in a spiritual community that loves like no other. That we are among the rank. The outpicturing of source in perfection, in love. We are carriers of that light. May this meditation, may this prayer, may this affirmatorium, may this sacred site spread as we spread throughout this community. We hold the high watch for those in need, for those who need healing, for those who need an extra hug in this season. We hold the high watch for each other. For each of us in this room are on our sacred path. We hold the high watch for those sitting next to us, on either side, across from us, beyond this circle, beyond this community. We give thanks for our guides, seen and unseen, for spiritual guidance, for our teachers, both physical and non-physical. We give gratitude for our mystical experiences when we find God in the only way we know, in the language and tongue that we resonate most with. May these be reminders that we are divinity in action. And so we breathe. And we breathe. And we breathe. When you are ready, we're going to open our outer eye and keep our inner eye open as well. So we see not just with our physical eye, we see with our deepest clarity. For the next 5 minutes that we're together, I'm calling on us to be meticulous about the words that come out of our mouth. That we speak of hope, of possibility, of expectation, of our yes. There is a challenge. It's called a challenge. It is not a challenge. The activity is called a challenge that Gerardo and Hannah have brought forward. And this is going to be our exercise. And I'm calling on us to say yes. For Sally and I, we're going to say yes. So let's hear, if you can share with everybody what this 60-day journey, 3 months, 90-day journey. Okay. Okay.
So the challenge is called unexpected income. And it starts by the fact that if we want to manifest positive abundance, we have to start by celebrating the abundance we already have. And it's not limited to money and assets. It's also the abundance of our health. So even if we are trying to improve our health in certain areas of our organism, we have to celebrate the health we have. The more we celebrate the health we have, we help heal what we need to heal. But this is also abundance of relationships, the blessing of our interpersonal relationships in family, friends, neighbors, congregation. Also, when somebody trades something with you, I mean, I get acupuncture session in exchange for my life coaching session. That's an income for me. It's also when somebody gifts you something unexpectedly. That is also income. So this challenge is an invitation for us to start a little notebook, each of us at a home, where we're going to write down the monetary equivalence of everything we unexpectedly receive. For instance, we started doing this challenge with Center for Spiritual Living in Ocala. They started 2-3 months ago, yeah? And we signed up and said, yeah, I want to be part of this challenge. And the challenge is that for everything we receive unexpectedly, we tithe, we donate 10% to the congregation, okay? So during the first month, we have donated $77 because we manifested 770 unexpected equivalents. So, example, we were invited to a major party and celebration here in Gainesville, and we wanted to go, and we looked at the cheapest tickets, $200 per person. And I said, Hannah, I don't think we're going to go this year. Maybe next year. And then we got a call. Hey, guys, we have 2 tickets for you. So we got $400 in gift. So we wrote in our little book, $400 unexpected income. So when we became members with Unity, we got beautiful roses, gorgeous roses. I called Fresh Market and I said, how much would that rose cost me? They told me. I wrote it down in my book. Then we went with friends for a dinner, and they insisted to pay our dinner. I calculate, I looked at the ticket. Okay, that much money, and we gathered over $700 in 1 month of unexpected income. What does this make? Not only that we wrote a check for $70 for Center for Spiritual Living, and we would love to write many checks for Unity based on this challenge. What it does is it's completely refocusing our attention to the income we are receiving, to the wealth we are receiving that we give for granted, or we don't value because it was a gift, so we don't value it somehow. I would invite you now to look back just the last week or 2 weeks. What have you gotten that you didn't pay for, and it has a value, and it is an income. It is income. It is positive abundance in your life. So the challenge is very simple. start your little book or notebook and write down the monetary equivalence of everything you get, you receive unexpectedly, that you didn't have to pay for it, and value it, celebrate it as a gift. And then you make it real when you write the check for the 10% to Unity. So not only we are going to receive more abundance in our individual life, but we're going to manifest as a congregation that abundance, and we were all going to be with our focus on abundance reception, because it's like having a radio but not moving the dial to the broadcaster, so you don't get the great music because you just are on another channel. You are in a channel of scarcity, or I don't have. Let's change the channel to that positive abundance. And this is, of course, all based on the fact that we are all one. We are one with God. We are one with the source of all abundance. And the more we practice that connection, and this is a challenge to do that, the more of that positive abundance will manifest. Would you like to say? Yeah.
I just wanted to say that when we knew this was going to happen today, and before we came, we had prepared our donation, our offering, and we didn't have an envelope at home, so we used the envelope here at Unity. So I reached for the envelope and the chair in front of me, and I open it up, and there's already money inside of it. And I'm like,
So
we added our money to that, and we said, gotta write that down. Yes, I wanted to share that. But also just the word appreciate. When you think about it, I'm in real estate, so that's how my mind tends to go. But you think about, your property, any of your valuables, appreciating. And we use the word appreciate, and we don't really realize what we're saying. And so this is where we invite you to actively, appreciate it. Take a moment and say, I really appreciate this gift. I appreciate, I ask, my neighbor comes over, and you're talking, and he says, well, I can fix that for you, right? That happened. That was that saved me $200, right? And he had the perfect skills to do that. So this is where to express, first recognize, and then to express appreciation and realize that everything that we receive is from Source. We're just the channel to receive it, and to celebrate that. And that's the invitation to everybody here in this room. Thank you.
Thank you so much, y'all, for bringing that forward. So what's going to happen is a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, I'm going to devote a part of our service to doing the check-in, right? So when we do Please Stand, if it's your birthday, where we acknowledge our oneness, I'm going to call on us to just say whatever you want to share, right? So if it happens to be, you know what, I got a free haircut, or whatever it was, who knows? And it's going to be time, and people are going to be looking around like, what are they talking about, right? And on those days, our service will run longer, okay? Because when we get going, we're going to share. Of course, we'll be as concise as we can, but we're going to devote a part of our service to sharing out, right? And it becomes contagious. I want to share a quick story. So I was talking about vulnerability earlier today, and this is pretty vulnerable. So it was the spring of 2022, so that's almost 3 years ago. Sally and I, our finances were so tight that we had about $20 a month on groceries, a week on groceries, $20 per week. And we were in Unity, and we heard about the prosperity class, and the first thing out the facilitator's mouth was, if you commit to this class, we are expecting you to tithe 10% of every single thing that comes in. And you should tithe your time. And so it was on Zoom, everything. I think we were still coming out of COVID. And I leaned back and out of the view of the camera, and I'm like, Sally, how are we going to do this? And then the facilitator put us off in breakout rooms. And thankfully, we had somebody else in the breakout room that was like scratching their head too. Like, money is so tight. How are we going to do this? And so I said, Sally, what we got to lose? What we got to lose? And so sure enough, if there was a 50 cent on the floor, all right, let me get 5 cents, right? Whatever. By the time that 6-week class was done, we were blown away that in 6 weeks, we had $4,000 that had come in these different channels. Gigs came through, somebody owed some money and was like, I'm thinking about you, here's an extra $100. Like, more than y'all, I can't even tell you how it was all coming in because it was happening so fast. And as it was coming in, we were like, okay, we got to make sure we tithe it. And it became a longing to give back. The need to give back was like, it was almost like a shower. Like, as soon as it came in, okay, we got to give it. And what we discovered was it's a current. It's a cycle. And if you stop it, you clutch that flow. And we didn't realize it, but we had clutched the flow of our finances because we saw what it was in the account. We saw where our budget was, and that was the eyes through which we were seeing. We didn't, and y'all, I'm the minister here. I'm supposed to be spiritual. Am I making sense? I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, Reverend Ryan's doing it. Y'all, it's a practice. It's a practice. And so in the spring of 2022, Sally and I made that commitment. And y'all, I can, without a doubt, and I shared it with Carla about the prosperity class that she was offering later, that class transformed how we saw money. Because money is a current. Money is a current like electricity, like water, like breath, like the blood that circulates through our body. It's a current. And like death, spiritual communities don't talk about money. And I'm here to change that. Because, y'all, we can have more. You have not because you ask not. May the weak man say, I am strong. Y'all, whatever we want is beyond our even capacity to articulate it. Because what Spirit wants for us, we might not even have the vocabulary for it. We might say, oh, I want to travel, and we got the Grand Canyon in our head. But travel might be Dubai in a 5-star hotel, flying to Paris the next morning. Like, we haven't articulated that. We had our mind set on, I just want to travel. But Spirit Source is calling for more. And so at the top of this, I said, Sally and I are committing. And it's not tight like $20 a month. Our finances aren't tight. But to say we're going to step out, that's like, all right. So we already give. We already tithe. What does it look like to tithe on top, to give on top? So that's saying, okay, all right, Source, I'm trusting you. And I cannot wait to see what comes out. So I'm asking all of us to commit And I love that it's called the challenge. And we'll figure out another word other than challenge, because it can be a challenge if we call it a challenge. Opportunity, right? We'll figure out what it is. But challenge is a fun word because it's almost like we're going to go and attack a sport or something. So I get the logic of it. But I'm calling on all of us to say yes with me in this exercise. And we got this. And I appreciate you, Hannah and Gerardo, for bringing this forward, right? And this is a continuation of conversations and collaborations with the Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to have this whole area is going to be just new thought, love, vibration, high. It's going to be incredible. And so we got this. What I want to do is, because I'm a teacher, I can't help myself. I want to see if there are any questions, anything that come up before we head out. Any questions about the logistics or anything else?
I'm just being led to share this because the space that I'm in now in my life is I'm determined to run my mind and not let the program run me. And so I'm very much into the hows, and I know you and I have conversations about this. And, you know, everything is vibration, and your vibration, and your thoughts are vibration. And we talk about this, but then when we wake up in the morning, what do our minds do? So there's a practice that I've just cultivated in the last week or two that has changed things for me. When I wake up in the morning, I call it point zero. Gratitude point zero. And you literally are like, I just was born today. I just showed up on earth, and I woke up, and what is here? A house is here. My car is here. My breath is here. My heart is here. This is priming the vibrational pump of gratitude. And vibration is energy. It's like pushing, you know, the merry-go-rounds we used to run. You'd be going so fast, it would throw you off, right? So which way do you want that merry-go-round to be going in the morning?
That is beautiful. Okay, y'all. So here's what we're going to do as we conclude. We're simply going to open our hands like this. And what I want us to do is to receive. Just feel that air. Concentrate enough to feel the air on your fingertips. May this be a reminder of all the good that surrounds us always. In this moment, we give gratitude for each other, for what Spirit has called forth from us. We give gratitude for where we are headed and from where we come. We give thanks for our teachers, for our parents. We release what no longer serves us. We embrace what lifts and propels us forward. And for this, we say thank you, thank you, and thank you. And so it is. Can we just look around? Y'all, these are your accountability partners, okay? Okay? So when you see them, how's that thing going? Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot, whatever. This is your accountability partner. Are you writing your stuff down? I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna do it now. I feel like I'm cheating, tomorrow's Veterans Day. Okay, tomorrow's I know. Thank you for your service. Yeah. Yep. That's right. All right, y'all. So we're the accountability partners. Okay? All right. So when we see each other, we just, yes.
I went to CVS yesterday, and I saw on the shelf, of course, all the Christmas stuff is out. And I'm going, already? And then I saw a box of chocolate-covered cherries, dark chocolate. And they're my husband's favorite, and he has just started eating again after so many years. And I took one off the shelf and said, it's not healthy, but it's going to be a treat for him. And I went and I scanned it, and the girl came to help me because I was having trouble. And she said, oh, look, you have a coupon. You get another one free. And I started to say, no, thank you. But I said, yeah, I'll take it. So mine started yesterday.
Thank you for that. Yes, come on.
Speaking of contagious, you just reminded me. I went to CVS 2 days ago, and I won't go into the details, but I had a $45 bill that came down to $14 because of the coupon. I had gone to the pharmacy trying to use the coupons, and they sent me back to the front. But in paying for my prescription at the pharmacy, they printed out another receipt that had a lot of the same coupons as my first one, and I didn't think I'd be able to use both of them, but I did, and it was just such an amazing feeling. It was like, wow. Yeah.
And at my City Yoga Meditation weekend, we had an all-day retreat here not this weekend, but last Saturday. And some people actually came in to see the amazing setup we were doing. And I was the flower girl, as it were. And so I had gone to Fresh Market first, check things out, and then I went over to Traders. And oh my God, I just got so excited because everything I wanted was there. There were 5 different types of greens. There were all these different colors, Mums. It was all the gorgeous colors I needed, which were the colors of fall. I found roses that worked perfectly for the main altars, and I just was dancing. And I'm pulling stuff and putting it in the cart, and the woman comes over from the checkout and says, you need water and buckets. And she goes in back, pulls out 3 buckets, puts it in the cart for me. We start putting what I'd already pulled out into the buckets, and then she walks back to her cash register and says, oh, those 2 mums, those have got to go with you. And I said, yes. She prints out the coupon, hands it to me, and said, here, use this, you'll get 1 free. So we put the 2 mums at the register to be picked up. I paid for them right then, 1, not for 2. And then this person shows up behind her and says, she can't carry that in the car that way. We got to get her wine boxes. Then the guy comes from the back, brings me 3 tall wine boxes to put the big gallon containers in with all the flowers. I bought over $120 worth of flowers. I come to set them up with my 3 boxes of vases, and I proceed to do that, get that done. And as I'm doing it, 2 or 3 people come up to me in the Sangam and hand me $20. I got $20 just as they were watching what I was doing. Now this works. Now you 2 know that I've been in the Centers of Spiritual Living for many years, 12 years, and I practiced it with them my first time. And that would have been way back in 2000. This stuff works. That's all I can tell you.
Anybody else? Come on, Bonnie.
Can you hear me? Yeah. This is not recent, this is old. I'd been a widow for 8 years, and I decided I was ready to start dating again. So, being the person I am, I sit down and I made out a list. I had 50 things on this list. Some of them were silly. Some of them were like, you like to play board games and read science fiction novels. And there were other really important things, too, that went with a lot. So Paul had 48 of those. And since that time, the other 2 have resolved themselves. So he's up at 100%.
Paul is the man, okay? Yes, Hannah.
I just wanted to say, didn't we have an amazing meal just now? And so what's the value of that meal and all the love that went into preparing it? So just a little idea for your list.
Yes, you gotta tell the watermelon.
My mom, her family lived in Alabama, and we went up every summer. And I was old enough that I was the driver. And she said, the night before we're leaving, she says, I wish we had some watermelons to take. Now, we used to grow watermelons, but we had stopped by then. And I said, well, it's dark. Where are we going to get watermelons? I don't know anybody around that has them. She said, well, maybe next time. Next morning we got up. There were 6 watermelons stacked up by the mailbox, and to this day we don't know where they came from.
Okay. 6 watermelons. All right. Mama was a manifesting machine, okay? Wow. Okay, y'all. I was about to say we have work to do. It's not work. We have allowing to do. We have allowing to do and focus, because it takes concentration to see it. Exactly, Penta, to see it.
And as we demonstrate, it's going to flower in a minute. But it's a demonstration that we create that will seed like the 5 maize seeds for the one stalk. With the fish, one fish to create the stalk of corn.
That's right.
We can seed it.
Yes, please.
Someday this will be our social hall, and we will have a giant sanctuary on the other end of the building. And it'll be on stilts, and there'll be a big parking lot because we're going to purchase some property next door to fill up all these hundreds of people that are going here.
I'll end here. The other day, Melinda, she walked up to me and was like, what are you going to do about the parking problem? And I was like, I don't follow. She said, what are you going to do with the parking problem? And I was like, I'm so sorry. Can you fill me in? What's going on? And she said, when all these people show up, where are they going to park? The parking problem. I was like, oh my goodness.
We can use some of the extra parking over at Publix and have a shuttle bus.
Okay. Come on, shuttle bus. Listen, Gary already thought about it. Okay, y'all, as we leave, my final request is, as we do our calculation and recalibration, let's set our intention for these beautiful new floors and our beautiful sign as just simple, they're symbols of the growth that's coming, right? And so lastly, when you leave, just take a look at the floor out in the gathering room. Yes, 30, thank you, Rupali, 30 plus years old, that has been maintained really well. It's done well, it served its purpose. But as we invite people to see our growth and abundance, imagine them walking on plush carpet and beautiful hardwood floors and say, okay, no, they about it, right? They are about it. And so as we pray and manifest, let's send our thoughts to that. Okay, y'all.
These teachings at Unity, I feel, are of the highest value for humanity. That's what was coming to me. The value, the money that's being spent on temporary, egoic, going to the gym, the bar, your pot dealer, just to feel better. And it's just like that value, I just saw it all shifted. You know what I mean? Like, it's there, it's just going,
It's an inward journey, and each person has to make that choice. I mean, what you're describing is where I was, but I'm no longer and have not been there for years.
we're just pointing, right? It's a
But
place
it
that
was there. I was seeking outside myself.
Yeah.
All right. And so it is. Thank you, y'all. As y'all stand, just slide the chairs next to you. That's probably where it goes.